Before the British arrived, life expectancy in India was around 25 to 30 years. By 1857, it increased to about 30 to 35 years, and by 1947, it had further risen to around 40 to 45 years. These improvements were influenced by British efforts in introducing modern medicine, vaccination, sanitation, and health hygiene practices. Compared to other countries around the world in 1947, India's life expectancy was on par with the global average. Before the British arrived in India, the life expectancy varied across regions and time periods, but it was generally around 25 to 30 years due to limited medical advancements and living conditions. With the arrival of the British East India Company, there were initial disruptions and conflicts. However, over time, British colonial rule did bring some advancements in modern medicine, vaccination, sanitation, and health hygiene practices, which led to improved public health infrastructure and a gradual increase in life expectancy. By 1857, due to British efforts, life expectancy had risen to around 30 to 35 years, although regional variations persisted. The introduction of vaccines and improved sanitation played a role in reducing some diseases and improving overall health conditions. By 1947, when India gained independence, life expectancy had further increased to around 40 to 45 years. The British administration's initiatives in public health, along with advancements in medical science, contributed to this improvement. It's important to note that these improvements were not solely due to British efforts. Indian communities also played a significant role in adopting and adapting these advancements to their local contexts. Additionally, socioeconomic factors, agricultural changes, and other developments also influenced life expectancy. Compared to other countries around the world in 1947, India's life expectancy was on par with the global average. In 1947, life expectancies varied across different countries. Here's a rough comparison of life expectancies in selected countries. China, around 35 to 40 years. Japan, around 55 to 60 years. Indonesia, around 35 to 40 years. Malaysia, around 50 to 55 years. Hong Kong, around 60 to 65 years. Taiwan, around 55 to 60 years. Germany, around 60 to 65 years. Russia, around 50 to 55 years. Poland, around 50 to 55 years. Ukraine, around 55 to 60 years. France, around 60 to 65 years. Italy, around 55 to 60 years. Greece, around 55 to 60 years. UK, around 60 to 65 years. Canada, around 65 to 70 years. United States, around 65 to 70 years. South Korea, around 50 to 55 years. Vietnam, around 35 to 40 years. Mexico, around 50 to 55 years. South American countries varied, generally around 40 to 50 years. In 1947, India's life expectancy of around 40 to 45 years was comparable to that of many other countries, both in the modern and third world categories. While some nations had achieved higher life expectancies, India's progress in public health, medicine, and sanitation had brought it into alignment with global averages, reflecting improvements in overall living conditions during that time.